The two biggest levers that catapult engineers' dating profiles into the top 1% are two: attraction and relatability. And so as long as you focus on these things, you will be able to significantly increase the amount of matches you get, the amount of interest that you get online, and you will finally end up getting an ideal partner that you don't feel like you're settling for. Guys who want to find a partner need to consider two key pillars when taking dating pictures: attraction and relatability. And attraction is important because without it, there is no motivation to take action. There has to be some reason. We're humans, you know. And relatability is important because potential partners avoid profiles that look fake, no matter how attractive you seem. And so you might have all these like positive things about your profile. You might look baller, you might have all these cool places. But if your profile looks fake, or there is a lack of congruence between your character or what you're trying to portray on social media and your pictures, then it's not going to work. And so you need to work on both of these factors in order to have a working profile. So this is how you take dating pictures with this in mind. The first lever to increase attraction: taking pictures in cool, exclusive, recognizable places is different compared to taking pictures at your house. If you take a picture, say you live in Los Angeles and you live in the west side of Los Angeles. If you take a picture in Runyon Canyon or the Pink Wall in Melrose or in Beverly Hills, that's a very different experience compared to if you take a picture in South LA. You know, there is a certain ring, there's a certain power to these places, a certain exclusivity. Since this is a video that's focusing on helping engineers finding long-term partners and increasing their attraction and relatability, I want you to think also a bit about compatibility. And so you might be into nature, but you might not be into like city stuff. And so if you want your partner to share the same interest as you, then you wouldn't necessarily go to the Pink Wall or Beverly Hills. You might go to Runyon Canyon. And so if you're in California, say we take the California example, then another example is you could go to like Yosemite National Park, or you could go to Antelope Valley. So these places are exclusive, but they're also congruent with you because you like nature. And you would want to find places that everyone wants to go, but maybe not everyone can afford. Say this is a different example and you're into city, you are like a citizen, you care more about like social things and like status, then you would want to take pictures into cool city places like upscale shopping malls, bars, restaurants, lounges. All of these work well. And so, for example, when I was in LA, I am kind of like a city person. I care about a little bit about those things, as well as nature. And so, you know, I also took pictures into places like the Westfield Century City Mall or Beverly Center, or this is Warwick. It's a kind of like VIP niche nightclub in Los Angeles. If you care more about things like art and museums, you're not such a city person, then in this case, you would want to take pictures in a place like the Lights, which I forget what they're called in Los Angeles, or the Getty Center, or the Automobile Museum in Wilshire. That's a way that you want to think about adding congruence while also increasing attraction to your pictures. And the second lever, it's about dressing, about attire. And so you want to be in cool places, but you also want to dress well, because think about it, like if you show up to this place and you dress like shit, like it's not going to work out well. And so this is an example of me at the Golden Globes. I sneaked in there, and so I had a suit, obviously, and so that makes sense, you know. And this is an example at the Magic Castle where my friend Sanjeev invited me to. Well, there, I also had a suit. And like, you know, these pictures are not the best in terms of ironing. I could have like handled them better, but frankly, I mean, in the first picture, I was like literally sneaking in, so I didn't care too much about it. But if you're taking pictures for dating, then you would want to think of these things. And so like a better posing, better attire, it's something that you would want to think about. If you're into nature, then you would want to take pictures kayaking, or you would want to take pictures in a cool like tourist place. And you would want to do so with dressing with nature-related attire. And so jackets, pants, and base layers. And if they can be from top brand, that's even better. That's another attraction lever which gets noticed online. And I know it sounds shallow, but that's just the way it works. And then we'll talk about the relatability and the things that actually feel good later. Say you are into city pictures. And so in this case, you would want to wear shirts, polos as base layers. You would want to wear suits, coats, or similar if the climate allows. And so these are some pictures that I took that are kind of like city related. And as you can see, the dress looks very nice. And obviously, you know, they worked for me. And when it comes to things like history and photos, then you would want to take pictures with clothes that make sense to that. And so in this case, you would also have similar things as the city pictures with shirts, polos, nice pants, trousers, nice shoes, these type of things. If you cannot buy brand name clothes because they're just too expensive, that's totally fine. You can just find lesser exclusive alternatives that still look good. And I can guarantee you, you'll get 80% of the way there for 1/5 of the cost. The third attraction lever is camera and lens quality. This makes a big difference. And so smartphones have gotten very good, sure. But there is a big difference between a smartphone and a DSLR or a mirrorless camera. This is especially true if you pair this with a lens with a shallow depth of field. And so this is an example of a picture that is taken side by side. This is not a great smartphone, just granted. It's not an iPhone, for example. But you can see the difference between in depth of field between this picture on the left, which is like kind of like granulated and struggles to like delineate the head, versus the picture on the right, which is cool, crispy, clear depth of field. For example, something I've done for clients before in the past when I was helping them set up their online dating was I literally went out with them in Los Angeles to take pictures for them. And so I was using my own camera, which was a Sony a7 III. That's also the camera I'm using right now to record this video, with a 16-35 f2.8 lens. And so you would want a similar setup to take cool pictures because the lens has a shallow depth of field. It's f2.8, which is on the low side, which means that you can focus on the face and the rest looks very blurry and it looks very cool. This is the type of setup I would recommend that if you pick a photographer, you make sure they have so that they can take cool pictures of you that look very sharp. And when going out to take pictures, tell the photographer to spam the shutter. This has been proven by us and it works extremely well. You're not a professional model most of the times. And so if they just spam the shutter, they get 3,000 to 5,000 pictures at different locations. You will get, I guarantee you, 20 to 30 good pictures. And that's really, at the end of the day, that's everything you want. It doesn't matter. You don't want more than that. Instead of going, okay, try this pose, one picture. Try this pose, one picture. Literally don't do that. Just tell them, go, just keep going. And then you move your body a little bit and you try different poses. You rotate outfits every 20 to 30 minutes and you go to different locations. I can guarantee you will get 20 to 30 pictures that look cool from different locations in different outfits. And obviously you're going to have to choose them. There's going to be like 99% of them are going to suck, but that's okay because at the end of the day, you want to have some really, really solid pictures. So to recap, the attraction levers are location, outfit, and camera quality. These are the biggest ones. There is more, obviously, but for the sake of this video, which is going on already for a while, we're going to talk about this. If you're an engineer and you want to find a long-term partner, then why don't you book a call and get help from me and my girlfriend to help you do exactly that. We focus only on that target audience. We don't accept anyone else that is not an engineer as of now. And therefore, if you're interested into getting help, then you should definitely book a call and we should talk about how we can help you. So we have a few slots open. And so once they fill out, the price is going to go up because we have a limited amount of time and energy to focus on helping everyone. Let's talk about relatability levers. We unlearn many things we talked about in attraction pictures here. We need to realize that the goal has changed. And so there is no need to have professional cameras. We can still have them, but it's not necessary. And the outfits can be more relaxed because Right now, we're not trying to be attractive. We're trying to be relatable. And so the first lever to increase relatability, pets. You probably heard this before. I'm probably not the first person that talks about this. But if you have a pet, use yours. Otherwise, borrow one from your friends and family. And when you're taking pictures with pets, it's important that you take these pictures as close-up shots. And if possible, you take pictures that show positive emotions from both you and your pet. In the example of this picture, the beautiful thing about this picture is that there seems to be eye contact between me and this little puppy. And it's a beautiful thing, and it adds relatability to the picture. It achieves that objective because it's like, oh, he's someone that can be trusted. He's someone that dogs trust, and therefore someone that I can trust as well. And then the second lever to increase relatability is take pictures with your friends and family. Show your gang, literally. Your parents, your friends, your relatives. Contrary to popular beliefs, it doesn't matter if they're not socially smart, if they're not good looking, or they don't seem to be a high status people. Because the goal is different now. We're not trying to achieve attraction. You were just trying to be relatable. And so acting proud when you're posing with them in pictures, that's a very wholesome thing. It's a very beautiful thing. And so smartphone pictures are fine. This all works in cohesion in a profile to achieve these two objectives and to get you to be in the top 1%. And then the third lever to increase relatability is lifestyle. So show your lifestyle, you doing your nerdy passions, playing video games, or going to the gym. I know that sounds crazy because you're like, what? Like, seriously? Me being a nerd? I don't want to show I'm a nerd. I want to show that I'm cool. But that's not the point. You already have attraction pictures if you implemented the things we talked about earlier. You already look attractive, dude. You don't have to be more attractive. You can just show the stuff that you're into, and this way you're going to look like a normal person. You're going to look like someone who has passions and someone who is passionate about things. An example of something that you could do in a profile is, for example, record a video and tell a relatable story and then end it with a punchline joke. This is also attractive. And this type of content is more about your personality coming through than looking perfect. These two pictures that you see right here are kind of a bit like that, but they're actually not 100% what I mean. This picture is also like kind of attractive, sure, but it's adding a sprinkle of relatability into it. So I'm holding a book that I'm interested in, and so that tells something about my passions. Or in these pictures, I'm holding a camera, so it shows I'm into photography. These are some of the things you want to think about. And these are not perfect examples of what I would do, but I just want to showcase something that goes in the direction of that. And then lastly, avoid this common issue. One big issue I see that engineers make is that they try too hard on attraction. And so they're going to take all these pictures into like all these exclusive, awesome places, but there is no relatability, and so the profile can come across as fake. You want to focus a certain degree of your attention on attraction, a certain degree of relatability. You don't want to do 100% attraction. In this video, we went over pictures. In another video, I will write and I will tell you more about captions and bios. And obviously, every single placement into a profile has an impact in terms of psychology, and so those can be also levers that increase attraction or relatability. Thank you for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I'll try to reply. And if you're interested in working together, you're an engineer and you're looking for an ideal long-term partner, then consider booking a call and we'll talk. Thank you for watching.